From Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2163, these are the Ham Nation headlines for Wednesday, April 17th, 2019. The FCC is receiving comments on one ham's petition that wants to change the way hams use digital modes.
The debate continues as the FCC reviews a rulemaking petition from a Nebraska amateur who wants the agency to require all protocols used in digital codes to be open source, publicly available, and unencrypted. The petition by Ron Kolarek, K0IDT, is known as RM11831 and has sparked a debate creating a digital divide in the ham community. The proposal has been endorsed by noted researcher Ted Rappaport, N9NB, the founder of the NYU Wireless Research Center at New York University, who believes the transparency being sought is part of the spirit of amateur radio and that the spectrum is, in his words, a gift that should be available for everyone to share. Dissenting opinions filed with the FCC argue that the enactment of such a proposal would seriously stifle the use of data modes on the radio bands. Opponents of the proposal include Lauren Cutchins, W3QA, president of the Amateur Radio Safety Foundation, which oversees WinLink, the worldwide radio messaging system used on the ham bands for emergency services that include email with attachments, position reporting, and weather bulletins. Time is running out. Those wishing to comment to the FCC have until the 29th of April to do so. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Kent Peterson, KC0DGY.
In the U.S., 2 government shortwave stations are giving support and a time slot to the Department of Defense.
WWV and WWVH, the shortwave radio stations of the U.S. National Institute of Standards and Technology, are making provisional time slots available to the U.S. Department of Defense for announcements of military communications exercises on the HF bands, activities that include amateur radio. The first announcements will be heard between the 20th of April and the 3rd of May in connection with an interoperability exercise in Wisconsin. The announcements will be heard at 10 minutes past the hour on WWV and at 50 minutes past the hour on WWVH. The U.S. Army Military Auxiliary Radio Systems Program Manager, Paul English, WD8DBY, said that the Defense Department's use of the broadcast time slots will be a big help in the MARS program's mission to reach out to the ham community. WWV and WWVH transmit on 2.5, 5, 10, 15, and 20 megahertz. Another transmission will occur in June for an exercise in Ohio. The government-funded stations faced closure under the agency's 2019 budget proposal last year, but were saved. However, the agency is now facing a cut of 1/3 of its current $1 billion budget under the President's 2020 fiscal year request. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jack Parker, W8ISH.
Amateur radio's role in effective hurricane preparedness is again taking center stage at the 2019 National Hurricane Conference in New Orleans.
The meetup runs from April 22nd to April 25th and will feature such participants as Ken Graham, WX4KEG, Director of the National Hurricane Center, Bob Robichaud, VE1MBR of the Canadian Hurricane Center, and Fred Kleber, K9VV, Manager of the ARRL Virgin Islands section, which was hard hit by Hurricanes Irma and Maria. The gathering will also feature a presentation by Bill Feist, WB8BZH of the National Salvation Army Team Emergency Radio Network, or Saturn, and a discussion by Julio Ripoll, WD4R, who will give an overview of the operations of WX4NHC, the National Hurricane Center's ham radio station. Bobby Graves, KB5HAV, manager of the Hurricane Watch Net, will explain the net's role in various emergency situations. Rob Macedo, KD1CY, will discuss the work of the VoIP Hurricane Net. The conference provides an opportunity to improve hurricane preparedness, response, recovery, and mitigation in the United States and the Caribbean and Pacific. For details, visit the website hurricanemeeting.com. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Skeeter Nash, N5ASH.
We're halfway through the nominating period for the Newsline WA6ITF Young Ham of the Year Award. Full details in the nominating form can be found on our website, arnewsline.org, under the YHOTY tab. Nominations close May 31st at midnight Eastern. We'll present the award in August at the Huntsville Hamfest in Alabama, and we hope to see you there. And that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline, your independent source for amateur radio news for 4 decades and counting at arnewsline.org. With Kent Peterson, KC0DGY, Jack Parker, W8ISH, Skeeter Nash, N5ASH, Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team across the globe. I'm Don Wilbanks, AE5DW. 7-3. We'll see you next time here on Ham Nation.